A grenade suddenly landed in the trench. I was scared and dropped to the ground. Yet after a long while, the grenade didn't explode at all. I picked it up and examined it closely. Only then did I realize it was just a snowball. I casually threw the snowball back, but the next second, more snowballs flew toward us. The battlefield, once filled with bullets and artillery fire, became a snowball fight paradise at this moment. Before long, the German troops began to retreat. We climbed out of the trench and found out that the German soldiers had set up a Christmas tree right at the front line boundary. They even took the initiative to invite us to celebrate Christmas together. Listening to the German leader sing affectionately, we gradually let our guard down. We even took out our liquor as gifts. Then everyone sang Christmas carols together. It was as if we all forgot this was a battlefield. Suddenly, a German officer pulled out his pistol. Seeing this, we immediately raised our guns on alert. It turned out the leader only wanted to give his sidearm to the US troops. Our officer not only declined the gift, but also gave a grenade in return. The leader hung the grenade on the Christmas tree, regarding it as a symbol of their friendship. The two sides thus observed a truce for the whole night. The next day, when we went out to patrol, we ran into the German soldiers by chance. They were already fed up with the war. All they wanted was to surrender as soon as possible and go home to reunite with their families. But to avoid implicating their families, they couldn't surrender directly. They needed us to cooperate in staging a fake battle to fire off all the remaining ammunition. The soldiers from both sides reached an agreement. Under the officer's command, we and the German soldiers all raised our rifles, pointing the muzzles at the sky. The next second, both sides pulled the triggers simultaneously. Gunfire rang out one after another until all the magazines were emptied. This ridiculous scene made everyone burst into laughter. If wars could really be like this, so many people wouldn't have to die. Just then, an accident happened. A German soldier was suddenly shot and fell down. The shooter was a new recruit in our unit. He had no idea about our plan at all. He heard the gunfire and rushed over, thinking the two sides had started fighting for real. Our captain hurried forward to stop him, but was shot and knocked down by the German officer. Everything happened in the blink of an eye. Before the two sides could explain themselves, a new round of fierce firefight broke out. With a huge gap in firepower, the German troops were soon completely annihilated. I stood there dumbfounded, staring at the tragic scene in front of me. Just a few minutes ago, everyone was sitting together peacefully. The captain was hit by several bullets and was dying. Before his death, he told me not to reveal the truth, since what had happened couldn't be undone. Don't let the new recruit live in guilt forever. In the end, the higher-ups sent people to the scene. They commended the so-called heroic new recruit, and even transferred him away from the front line, while we, the ones who knew the truth, and were immediately sent to fight in the next battle.
They were a professional criminal gang. Before every heist, they would wash their bodies clean, making sure no hair was left at the scene, then put on bulletproof vests and wiped their guns with disinfectant. They didn't miss a single detail. Today was their 361st heist. They still wore nuns' hoods. As soon as they reached the bank entrance, a policeman spotted them. Time seemed to stand still. The policeman slowly turned his head. The gang continued with their plan and rushed right in. They moved skillfully, quickly locked the door, and then took control of everyone. They took all their phones and soaked them in water to stop them from calling the police. They held the bank manager hostage and told her to open the vault. Because she was too nervous, the manager entered the wrong password several times. The robber noticed her unease, so he gently comforted her.
Take your time, okay?
Finally, the vault opened. The robbers had clear roles. One was in charge of destroying the surveillance footage, another packed the cash, and the other two kept the hostages under control. Suddenly, someone knocked on the door from outside. The robbers immediately stood guard. The manager took the chance to trigger the alarm. The gang leader happened to see this. He didn't make things hard for her, only urged his partners to hurry up. But the other robber wasn't so kind. He mistakenly thought another clerk had triggered the alarm, so he hit the clerk hard with the butt of his gun. The leader hurried over to stop him. They only wanted money, not to hurt anyone. The manager happened to see the robber's tattoo. Later, the gang started cleaning the scene, sprinkling bleach everywhere, just to destroy all traces. To avoid being surrounded by the police, they also took the manager hostage and escaped with her. In the car, the robbers took off their hoods one after another. Looking at the frightened woman, the leader felt compassion. He dropped her off by the sea, telling her to walk straight ahead until the seawater reached her ankles. However, later they found out from her employee ID that she lives nearby. One man suggested killing her, but the leader rejected the idea. He decided to test the woman. Unexpectedly, this small talk made him fall hopelessly in love. The woman happened to be single too, so when Doug pursued her, she fell for him right away. They soon got into a relationship. Having experienced a happy life, Doug had the idea of quitting the gang. When his partners found out, they were furious. How could he abandon his brothers, who had been with him for years, just for a woman? Doug felt a little guilty, so he suggested doing one last heist. After making his partners financially free, he would retire for good.